I read a statistic that more children are likely to have a mobile phone than own a book, which is kind of frightening. But when you think about the power that our mobile phones have and how we're going to start to use them, there's just so many opportunities. So here to talk about how music and phones are going to converge and what you can expect in Voodoo 2013 with your iPhone or smartphone is Justin. Please welcome him.
All right, much like John, I think the LED screen is going to hose me here, so you can look at me, as unpleasant as that may be. So what I'm here to talk to you about is how mobile phones, mobile technology, both software and hardware, is going to make coming to an event like this in 2013 just amazing. Okay, and this is actually an abridged version of a presentation I give, so if this kind of gets your juices flowing, on the lanyard page later this afternoon, I'm going to post a 40-minute video where I go into a little more detail. So, I won't waste time on this overview, actually, but what was the inspiration for this talk, okay? I work for a firm in Houston called Chai1. We build mobile apps, iPhone, Android, iPad, and two guys out of Berkeley came to us this summer, and they said, we've got an idea for an app, okay? We want local artists to be able to upload music a la MySpace back in 2005, right? So where they could really build their brand. You could get the music for free. You'd stream it from their website. And the value add for both Deli Radio, which this app is called, and the artists is you make money through not purchasing music, but through beer sales, ticket sales, and t-shirt sales. Okay, that's the new business model. In the founder's eyes of Deli Radio, buying music for a price is dead. That model just doesn't work. So I was inspired to give this talk because it's kind of the convergence of technology and music, and this is the proper forum for it in my estimation. So, what makes mobile, both the software and the hardware, great for live music? There are three things that I think really hit the sweet spot. The first is you want to be able to capture the moment, okay? When you're out here, you've got this really high-tech device in your pocket or on your hip. It's got cameras, it's got accelerometers, it's got all these sensors, and it can capture data without you even trying, okay? So you can capture the moment. The next thing you do is it's internet connected so you can share the moment, right? A lot of you are tweeting right now. You've been tweeting throughout the morning. Because we have these high-tech devices with radios on them, you can share it. And the third, and really the focus of this talk is, how does it help you enhance the moment? Why does having an iPhone in your pocket when you come to Voodoo Fest make that special? How is that any better than a candy bar phone a decade ago? So, when I went to Tulane University here back in the early 2000s, and I ran a website called the New Orleans Electronica Digest, and it was really focused on rave culture and electronic music culture in the Southeast United States. And it taught me two important lessons, which I kind of carry on to this day. One, people absolutely crave information about music, and that can be extrapolated out to people crave information about whatever they're passionate about, right? But in this case, it was music. And what I discovered very early on is if you create this really slick package, and deliver it to people, they will be knocking down your door for more of that information. So we created a blog, essentially, before blogs were blogs. It was a website, like someone mentioned earlier, and we encapsulated information about upcoming shows and interviews with DJs and that sort of thing. The second thing that I was really taught by Nola Ed was that technology can fundamentally change both the beliefs and behaviors of people. Okay, and what do I mean by that? I recall going to the House of Blues in the French Quarter back in 2001. I had this really clunky Olympus digital camera, okay? And I wanted to take some pictures for the website. And as you might imagine, a kind of corporate-owned entity like the House of Blues, they slapped my hand and said, no, Justin, you cannot bring a digital camera in here. We have a strict no-photo policy. I'm like, okay, I get that, but literally, guys, this is a DJ from Europe, and he's not selling records, you know, in this city right now. I just want to capture some images and share that experiences with fans. So, technology over time now, you can bring in a camera, point and shoot at least to a concert, right? They don't want digital SLRs in there, the really high-tech professional quality stuff, but you can bring in your Canon point and shoot camera. So the lesson there is technology can change both policies, behaviors, and beliefs. Now, I'm going to skip through this because there is so small text here. So let's go. Now, there are a couple of trends, mobile in 2013, that, and for the record, I think it's kind of naive to forecast out beyond 2 years in the mobile space because this stuff changes so fast. But there are 7 trends here that I want to highlight. The first is ubiquitous 4G data connections, and not only ubiquitous, but most likely reliable, okay? who's tried to go to a Saints game before here in New Orleans and fire up Facebook or Twitter, and you got 5 bars, but for the life of you can't push that data out to the world, right? So you got 80,000 people sitting in the same place trying to access the internet, and AT&T and Verizon and Sprint, they just don't have the backhaul support, okay? One way to alleviate that, and another trend, is having Wi-Fi at concert venues. I recall going to Jazz Fest back in 2008, and I couldn't get on a Facebook status update. And then last year, they brought in Wi-Fi from AT&T, and I was able to actually not only get out Facebook status updates, but upload video from seeing, you know, jazz bands performing there in real time. That's pretty cool. We're going to see more of that in 2013. Beyond just that, when you have an iPhone 4S in your pocket, you have the ability to capture 1080p video. That is kind of unique right now. There's some Android devices that do that, but in 2 years, that's going to be commonplace. I mean, that's going to be, no matter what device you have in your pocket, you're going to be able to capture stunning HD quality video, bring that home, and relive the moment, okay? The fourth trend is enhanced GPS and location capabilities. Now, there are GPS radios in most modern smartphones today, but there are 2 competing satellite networks that are in orbit right now, one from Russia called GLONASS and the other Galileo from the EU. You may not know this, but the iPhone 4S actually has GLONASS support in it as well. So if you can't be in the line of sight of a GPS satellite, you may get support from GLONASS. They can still pinpoint where you're at. There's a lot of value add when you're in a festival atmosphere like that because you can very specifically pinpoint where you are. The 5th point is longer battery life. I have intentionally throttled my use of a cell phone. I brought my iPad here today because I know I'm probably at 40% on this iPhone right now, right? Unless I have an external battery, if I'm tweeting and taking photos throughout the day, that thing is going to be shot by about 2 p.m. So enhanced battery life in these future devices will allow me to just use it throughout the day. The 6th one is NFC, near field communications. There's a lot of buzz about like Google Wallet right now. It's mostly focused on mobile payments, but I think that's really the tip of the iceberg for NFC. What I really envision is being able to, you must be present to win, okay? You go and swipe your device or wand it over this terminal, and then it indicates that you were there, and maybe you get some sort of special prize for being in a certain place at a certain time. And the last one is, a lot of the heavy lifting can be done server side, okay? So yeah, these are really modern devices, very technologically advanced, but the paradox is that you don't have to do all the processing on the device anymore. You can let the server farm that Amazon runs or Google runs or Apple runs do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. So now that I've laid out kind of this roadmap for technology, I want to give you a fictional experience. We're going into the future, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to see what my voodoo music experience in 2013 is going to be like because I have this really high-tech iPhone 6 or whatever they call it in my pocket. So the first thing is I download the week before the Voodoo app, okay? And this year for the Voodoo Fest, they're going to have individual social networks for each of the stages. So I think this is going to be the dance tent here tomorrow. There's going to be DJs playing. And so there's a social network for this tent, and for that stage over there, there's another social network. So I can talk to like-minded people, okay? And so I launched this app the week before. I get here tomorrow. It's Friday. And I've got another tab on the Voodoo app, and it's a heat map, okay? And disregard that this is actually a bank screenshot for a heat map on there, but the heat map feature of the Voodoo app will allow me to see, you know, it's 11 a.m., I walked into City Park, and I don't really want to be around a big crowd just yet, so I'm going to go to one of the less populated stages, okay? Maybe it's a local band, maybe it's a jazz, an artist over there. So I go and I check out the less densely populated stage because I see where all the people are clustered. Then I go and I pass a cow. And I don't mean the moo kind, okay? I mean a cell on wheels. You see these things brought into festivals, South by Southwest every year. They usually have a few of these around Austin. This allows additional backhaul support that puts down a cellular signal and then transmits it back via satellite, so you don't have to have cables run everywhere, okay? This really helps offload some of the strain on the cellular network. And then I'm really happy because Master P has gone bankrupt the year before, okay? And I'm not really happy because of his financial hardship. I'm more happy because now he needs cash and he's back on tour, okay? I mean, I'm a Master P fan. You know, I grew up listening to No Limit Records here in the Southeast United States. So as part of the Voodoo music experience, they put these NFC terminals over by the main stage. And if you wand your NFC-enabled device before 3 p.m., you have a chance to win Master P before he goes on later that evening. So that's cool. I go wand my device. And then I realized, you know what, I skipped breakfast, and that is unfortunate because I'm very hungry now. So I know it's around lunchtime, and the lines are just going to be crazy long, and I'm going to miss probably another act if I go over there and stand in line. But this year in the Voodoo app, they have this smart window feature, okay? So I can place an order for a shrimp po' boy and a hurricane from my device, and then within 15 minutes, I just walk past the line and go pick up my shrimp po' boy in a hurricane, because I'm looking to get loosened up pretty early in the day, okay? And so I get about halfway through my shrimp po' boy in hurricane, and then I get this push notification from Google Latitude, okay? And I have set up a geofence around my device to where if anyone in my address book gets within 50 feet of me, it'll tell me, hey, your friend Mark, your old roommate from college, he's within 50 feet of you, and I haven't seen him in a decade. So I go over there, I say hello to Mark. He's living in Chicago now. I tell him I'm in Houston. And I'm like, you know, Mark, it's been good catching up with you, but Trombone Shorty is over on the other stage, and I love Trombone Shorty, okay? So what's cool about Trombone Shorty this year, he's doing a partnership with Voodoo Fest, and within the Voodoo app, there's this new feature to where there's a video wall behind Trombone Shorty, okay? And you can broadcast your point of view from within the audience, and it's going to be broadcast up on stage behind him. So there's a grid of about 50 little windows, okay? So you can see what it's like in the back of the tent, from stage left, stage right. And what's also cool is this is being broadcast live on the VMX website, okay? So I go there, I check out Trombone Shorty, and then I get the push notification I was hoping for. I get to meet Master P. And look, he's looking a little more Connecticut these days than Third Ward, you know, so I guess he got an advance on his record label deal. So I go say, Master P, you know, I love Ghetto D. The last time, not so good, but I wish you well on your performance this evening. But I got to take off now because I want to go over to the dance tent. That's really what gets my juices flowing. So John Digweed is playing at Voodoo Fest in 2013, and he's got this new app called the Mix Slicer app, okay? And what Mix Slicer does is for every song he's playing, all the people that are in the audience, they can rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So I got this little meter up here, and you can get the general mood of the audience. Is this song just killing it, or is this kind of a filler track? You can see it in real time, and people that aren't at the show can also see what he's playing and what the audience thinks about it. So then he goes through the hour-long performance, and the act I've really wanted to see all day is my favorite electronica duo of all time, Orbital. Okay, Orbital's doing a reunion tour, and so I launched my Orbital app, and the first thing it says, hey, we detect you're at their concert this evening. Would you like to order the tour t-shirt? And I'm like, you know, that'd be cool. That way, it'll get shipped directly to my house, and I don't have to carry it around in a bag around City Park the rest of the day. So I said, yes, order it, and it's already got my payment information, the Voodoo app, because that's how I bought my ticket, okay? Now, there's this other app icon down here in the right-hand corner, and it's the Your Encore app, okay? And this does not exist today, but it will in 2 years. And the Your Encore app allows people that are at a show to choose what the artist will do their encore with. So my favorite Orbital track of all time is Halcyon On and On. And if you ever saw the movie Mortal Kombat in the mid-90s, it was the track that was playing as the credits roll. It's very melodic. I absolutely love it. So I put in my vote for Halcyon On, and then I enjoy the rest of the performance, okay? And then we're nearing the end of the show, and I hear the 3 notes that I've been waiting for the entire time. And I know you can't read this, but essentially I'm saying, oh my God, Halcyon On and On, I can die a happy man. Hashtag DMX 2013. So I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it, I'm like, it could not get any better. But then I realized, you know who else really loved Halcyon On and On is my brother. And he couldn't be here today, he lives in New Mexico. But I remember I've got the Justin TV app, and it's been upgraded to stream 1080p quality across this reliable 4G network. So I fire up my Justin TV app, and he gets a push notification on his iPhone 6 in New Mexico, and he's able to share that experience with me in real time. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I don't think Voodoo Fest can get any better. I'm leaving City Park for the day. And then I get a push notification from GroupMe, and it turns out Trent Reznor's playing a secret show at the Dragon's Den down on Frenchman Street. And one of my buddies was able to get clued in on this, so he sent a message out to about 6 of us, and I'm like, you know what, that's the proper way to finish this day up. So I go, I check out Trent Reznor at the Dragon's Den. So the day after, I get back to my hotel, and I'm like, man, I've got all these really great photos and some video clips, right? And I remember that Rehaj Entertainment, the people that put on Voodoo Fest, they're running a contest, essentially, that allows you to put together a montage of these video clips and these photos and upload it to the website. And if they choose yours as one of the best, you'll get a 3-day pass to Voodoo Fest 2014. So I think I got a decent shot at that. I put together mine and I upload it. Then I go over to iTunes, and this year, every performance has been recorded, at least audio, and some of them video as well. So I've got to have that John Digweed performance in my collection. I've got to have it. I'm going to listen to that on my commute in Houston every day for like a month. And also, that Trombone Shorty performance was pretty rocking. So I decided to pay $19.99 for the Trombone Shorty video performance, and I can watch it on my laptop, or my Apple TV, or whatever. So that was pretty cool, right? That's Voodoo Music Experience in 2013. And you can see a couple of examples of how I captured the moment, I shared the moment, and my moment was enhanced because of that high-tech device. So where's the opportunity? We've got a whole bunch of go-getters, entrepreneurs in the audience here. There are 4 things in my estimation. The first is you need to forget what it says. There's some opportunity here, okay? You can not be worried about the big boys coming to the market first, okay? It's a niche market potentially, and you want to be able to, you know, execute quickly. So if you see a need, if you have an itch, you scratch it. You go out there and build the solution, okay? The second and fourth things here, I've kind of encapsulated in the my little off the script comments, but what I want to close with is essentially this. There is so much opportunity in mobile right now, okay? We're only scratching the surface. And like the young lady who introduced me a moment ago said, you know, kids are more likely to have an iPhone or a cell phone than a book. If you can figure out how to tap that market and you can deliver something that people are naturally passionate about, like music, there's tremendous opportunity there. And I'd love to see New Orleans kind of be the epicenter for that. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Justin. I can't wait to come to Voodoo in 2013. That's going to be kick-ass.